What's up, fanboys and fangirls?
What was that?
Hi.
I don't know.
He's singing.
Is that like from the commercial? Is
Yeah.
that the Wendy's commercial?
I don't know.
I'm loving it.
No, I think it's from the Novocaine trailer that I was just watching.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Sorry. Welcome back to another episode of the What the Fanboy Show. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, all the things.
Happy holidays.
I missed you guys last week.
You didn't.
Yeah, you were.
You were in Florida.
No, you didn't.
A little bit.
You were at Disney World.
We
you made a lightsaber. You got to do all the fun things.
Yeah. Like Luke spoiling what did we do this last week?
Your weekly update.
But,
oh, sorry.
No. Yeah, I did have a blast down there. For anyone who's a fanboy of Star Wars, definitely recommend building a lightsaber. It is super cool.
A real one?
A real one. Couldn't even bring it back on the plane because it cuts people in half. Mostly just hands. It mostly just cuts hands off.
That's... Yeah, but only Skywalker hands.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have cut a hole in the side of the plane.
We've had enough plane-related...
I was going to say, and I fly out in a couple weeks, and with all that going on in my brain...
I very specifically didn't watch Carry On before.
Oh.
And now it's on my... Now it's one of the top 10 Netflix movies of all time, so I know I gotta watch it.
That's something I would do.
I still haven't yet.
I watched the movie Awake, a couple days before I had surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I watched...
How'd you feel going to that surgery?
Fine.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I watched Soul Surfer. Obviously not a scary movie.
No.
But I was relatively young. The day before going to Florida.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, sharks are out there.
They exist.
Sometimes you just need that reminder, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
You gotta be reminded that you're not invincible.
Like, oh yeah, I'm flying out tomorrow. I'm gonna watch World Trade Center. It's like,
How was your guys' holiday?
It was good, man.
It was way too short.
Yeah.
I don't love the holiday being dead center in the week at all.
It's rough.
It's brutal.
I loved it.
But no, it was good. Got some cool gifts. Gave some cool gifts. Finished a book. Caught up on a show. You know.
Nice.
Did some good relaxing.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I love when I get Christmas Eve and Christmas off.
See, I only get Christmas and New Year's Day.
So I love it because it allows me to have overtime in the week still. I didn't love having to work tons of overtime in the week, but at least I actually got paid for it.
Right. That helps. Yeah, no, we only get Wednesday, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you go to work on those days, there's nothing going on because nobody's there. Last Thursday was my last day that I worked recently, and I left at 12:45. It's like what am I doing? I can't work. I can't do anything. Nobody's working because everybody's closed. It's I'm just gonna go home. So, but no, it was good. I'm glad we're on the other side of Christmas now. Always a fun time of the year. It's busy. It's hectic. So get through New Year's and things start to slow down for a little bit. It'll be nice.
Good. All right. Well, I think we might as well just hop into this episode.
Let's do it.
Don't keep the people waiting. Luke is our wrangler of trailers over there.
Trailer Wrangler is the nickname.
That's right. He's out on his horse, keeping them in.
I wish I had coconuts.
Anyway, bring back Outer Range.
Truth.
That's what I gathered from that little charade I just did. Where are my notes?
Is a charade the same word as a charade?
Yes, but British.
Ah, okay.
I'll save that one for last, obviously. Did you guys see the Karate Kid Legends trailer?
I did.
Yes.
Man, what are we doing?
Yes.
What are we doing?
Well, it's a known IP.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring back the original star.
Hey, can I see that pillow?
No, I'm gonna zip it the whole time. Actually, I think I have to flip it over every week so that I don't.
It sounds like farts.
Well, maybe it is.
All
Maybe
the-
it's
all
me.
the-
That's how he's
Maybe it's
hiding
me
it.
masking
All
them.
the audio listeners just think you're farting, so
Good.
might as well just
Good. I don't remember what episode number it is, but if you actually want to hear me fart, I fart in one of them.
378.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No,
All right.
today's 378.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you asked?
No.
No.
The episode that he farted in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where I
Oh,
farted
yeah.
at like the very end of it.
That was like
It
10.
wasn't.
It was a really long time
Was
ago.
it really long time ago?
20. Yeah.
Okay.
We might have still been on mics only.
Yeah. Back
Yeah.
in the day.
Anyways,
Anyway, yeah.
the trailer.
Karate Kid Legends.
You can tell how impressed we are by it by the fact that we got distracted
The
talking
only
about farts immediately.
I do have a positive for this trailer. The kid that's playing the new Karate Kid,
Mhm.
I actually really like him. He's in American Born Chinese.
Oh,
He's really good in that.
nice.
So, I hope this kind of kickstarts his career, because he's really good.
I hope that he is really good and that he's recognized critically really good, and I hope the movie does horribly.
Yeah.
I'm just very confused.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of what 2024 has brought in terms of box office success.
Yeah, I'm just confused by this too, because this was the movie that was announced with Billy Zabka too, who's probably going to show up in this at some point, but like this feels like it is not connected to what is happening in Cobra Kai at all, which is like 2 months away from ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what is happening?
Tonally,
Yeah, it's totally different.
it doesn't even feel like Karate Kid.
No.
It looked like they were trying to make some like indie sports movie. It was like this deep, thought-provoking
Yeah, I don't know what they're going
journey, and it's like, come on, it's a Karate Kid movie.
for. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Karate Kid
Don't
movie.
overthink it.
It'll probably be the best one.
like
It'll blow our minds.
spoilers for later, but I'm going to talk about what's out of the final season of Cobra Kai
Mm-hmm.
later on, and like, don't overthink it is my advice to this movie, because they're not overthinking this final season. They're just going full gas pedal. Let's get wild. Like,
If you
spoiler
don't-
alert, I won't say who. Someone just died in a karate match.
Let's go.
Like, dude, and it's not how you would
It
think.
better not be Hawk.
It is not Hawk.
Okay.
That's my boy. I would be in shambles still.
Stingray? Feel
No,
like he's-
it's a new character.
Oh, lame.
But the way he dies is like, it is not what I thought was gonna happen. I was like, oh wait, like I knew somebody was dying.
Is it like at the concessions and chokes on a hot dog or something?
I'm not gonna, I won't tell you. But every season has a brawl in it.
Yeah.
So it's there's a brawl and it's insane. It involves like PEDs, like a disqualification of a team, and it just gets wild. They turn it
Nuts.
up to 11 always.
I need to catch up on that show.
Yeah, I caught up on it last week and it was a lot of fun. What's next?
How about another sports movie? Another legacy sequel sports movie.
Oh, good.
Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh, the little
I didn't
teaser.
It's,
actually
it's just
see
a
the
little like
tease.
20-second
Yeah,
thing.
that they showed on
Travis
Christmas
Kelsey
Day.
was in it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that was the thing that I heard.
Yeah,
He'll be in it for less than a minute.
Yeah, he's got
he's
one,
just
he's
like a
got one
server at a country club.
cameo. Yeah.
Listen, this is not going to be good.
But I'm gonna watch it.
I'm going to watch it. And I'm really excited for it.
Yep.
But also, like, you never know. Adam Sandler's really funny. So,
Dude, who thought
he's a great actor, too.
Who thought Hubie Halloween would be great? Here we are.
Maybe the best Halloween movie ever made. Definitely the best movie with Halloween in the title. I'll stand on that. I think,
Dude, I love that movie.
yeah, me too.
It's a good one.
Within the first like minute and a half of that movie, I knew I was gonna love it.
But yeah, Happy Gilmore 2 probably going to be awful.
I don't know.
It's like one of those
There's a
movies. It's like,
chance.
why did we decide to do this now?
I don't know if it like helps at all, but I know he said there's been opportunities, but we wanted to wait for a story that was good.
Is it the?
Is that just talking,
Is
or
that
is
the
that
PR
true?
speak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
who
it through
knows?
Netflix or is it someone
Netflix.
else?
It's
It is
Sandler
Netflix.
has his production
Right.
company deal with Netflix.
Well, it was for a certain number of films, right?
Yeah, and
Like
maybe
20.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was a
I didn't know
huge
if it was a
deal.
huge. I couldn't remember how big it was.
He pretty much just
my
makes
question
whatever
was,
he wants.
and so, uh, there's two ways that I kind of think of that in terms of business. Oh, we got to do some. We have to make X amount of movies.
Yeah.
Right, and so we've been kicking the can around on Happy Gilmore 2 for a while. Let's just get it done.
Kick the can, great game.
If it's the opposite, right? If it's if it's not through Netflix, which I know it is, but if it were not through Netflix, I would be like maybe a little more encouraged. Like, oh, he waited till the Netflix deal was over, and
Then
he's still wanting to make it. So, it colored me a little less excited, I guess. But
I'll still watch it.
oh yeah.
Happy Gilmore's fun.
I watched Rebel Moon. I can watch Happy Gilmore too.
I watched part 1 of
Rebel Moon,
that. I did
didn't
not
watch
watch
anything.
part 2 of that.
No, you never watched part 2?
Hell no. Dude, you guys came on here and reviewed it, and I was like, there's not an ounce of this that sounds any different from the first one.
You didn't watch the director's cut?
Nope. I did not.
You didn't want to watch 2 extra hours
Dude,
of footage?
it's totally different, right?
Oh.
It's a different movie.
It's totally different.
Totally.
Death of a Unicorn next trailer.
I didn't watch this trailer. I saw that Paul Rudd was in it, and that's about all I know.
Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. I think there is some potential for fun chemistry moments between some of the actors, but overall it doesn't look that compelling to me.
Yeah, I did not like this.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay,
You know what it reminded me
these
of?
could be some interesting ingredients, but the trailer just didn't do anything for me.
You know what it reminded me of?
What?
I don't even know if you watched it. Did you ever watch Triangle of Sadness?
No.
It's just like all these rich people on a boat.
Yeah.
And then it crashes. And it's like trying to be this funny, kooky thing, but also like give you this anti-money rich people suck message.
Yeah.
And it's just not fun to watch. I feel like it's gonna be like that.
Yeah, but
it's gonna be like, oh, we're kooky and fun. We killed this unicorn, and now it's killing people.
The unicorn is gonna be killing people now,
and then it's over, and it's just gonna be like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The trailer left me pretty meh, and
it's the unicorns from Shazam 2.
Yeah.
These aren't your cutesy unicorns.
No,
It's a monster-looking.
It's a monster.
For sure.
We got a little TV spot for Sinners, the new Michael B. Jordan
vampire movie.
Yeah.
This is out in like February, isn't it?
Oh, vampire movie.
Man, I have it's fine, right? Like there's nothing really.
It doesn't
new.
give you anything
It doesn't give me
different.
anything. I feel like I've lost a little steam on this movie for whatever reason. Like I'm not as hyped. I don't know why. If I just feel like it's that thing where I've seen the exact same trailer over and over again, and I'm like, they're either not showing us stuff because it's not good, or they're saving all the best stuff for the film. And I'm just worried it's the second, maybe, or the first. The former, because of release date.
When is it February?
Yeah, well, it's not March. If it's like March or later, I'm a little more. I don't know. At least it's not January.
I'm gonna confirm. I'm still excited to see this just because of the pair.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Is this your number one pairing?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that. It's up there, but I don't know if it's number one.
It's a good pairing. I mean,
great pairing.
Can't go wrong with it. Were there any other ones? Oh, Novocaine. We kind of mentioned earlier.
I think this looks goofy and would be like a fun popcorn movie.
Yeah,
I like Jack Quaid, so.
You know what? To me, it almost kind of feels like a The Boys spinoff thing.
Yep.
Which I'm fine with. I hope he doesn't end up. he's so busy that probably not. But I hope he doesn't kind of end up getting typecast and doing only these kinds of projects. Because I think he's a more talented actor than that. But, I mean, get paid while you're able to get paid, I guess. So.
Yeah. I'm curious with what fun ways they get him to, like, fight back. Because there's a bit where he, like, punches glass, so he gives himself glass knuckles, but he doesn't feel it.
He's like, you're not Wolverine. Like, he's doing, like, the Wolverine pose.
Yeah. And then, like, the torture scene where he's just,
Okay. So maybe don't need to be as worried about it.
The torture scene where it's just like, ow,
yeah.
worst pain I've ever felt. I'm excited for little moments like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the interrogation at the end of the trailer, I laughed pretty good at. I was like, okay, that's pretty funny.
It's not new, but it was new to you guys. You
Yep.
saw the companion trailer for the first time.
Yeah, I feel like I recognized elements of this, so we may have talked about it, or I may have talked about it, or I may have just seen it and we didn't talk about it. But
it's the creators behind Barbarian. If you remember, I loved that movie.
I don't remember what my initial. I think I just was like super thrilled by how weird it was.
Dude, it's like if I've learned anything, it's that the trailer that came out for that did not tell you what you were getting seated for.
And so if this is anything like that,
I'm excited.
Yeah.
And I really liked what he did creatively with Barbarian and how like I guess mild spoilers, halfway through the movie he shifts perspective into a different character.
Yeah.
And it's kind of neat how it works. I didn't think it would work as well as it did. Because like it happens and it's very jarring, but then it settles right back in. I thought that was cool. So I'm just curious to see what he makes next. This is his second film, so
yeah, same.
And then obviously the big one. It came out over a week ago. We would have talked about it last week.
yeah,
We got a Superman trailer.
we did.
We did.
It's a good trailer.
I guess there's two versions of it. There's a
Yes,
theater version too.
The theater version has less blood, and one different shot, I think.
Nice. I haven't seen it, so
Yeah, it was in front of.
Sonic.
Yes, it was in front of.
that
Sonic.
makes sense. Yeah, we did get that trailer. I loved it. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I think it looks really good. Really excited for another James Gunn film. Superhero film. I don't know. I think they do a great job of blending Legacy Superman and maybe a little something. Everyone who takes on a Superman film has to do that weird. You think about any franchise, but I think with Superman, it's really apparent that there's usually this like deep respect for Legacy, while also trying to put your own mark on it.
Yeah.
And in the trailer, I feel like we see a lot of Legacy, and I think it's going to be...
It was originally the title.
I think there's going to be a lot more of those, this is a James Gunn film moments in the actual scenes between the characters. That's where his writing and directing really shines, is those moments between characters, and you just don't get that in a trailer because
and especially in a teaser trailer that's
it's
really
like
not giving you anything.
Shot. Exactly. So
it's just giving you some eye candy to look at.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm pretty mixed on it.
Yeah.
I like Crypto.
Cute dog.
Cute dog. I also obviously love Rachel Brosnahan, and I'm still super on board with
cute
that.
lady. Cute dog, cute lady. What?
I'm a very simple man. The rest, I don't know. I honestly didn't like the music. I liked it in the little tiny teaser with like the voices.
Yeah.
I did not like the guitar.
Got a little bit of rock and roll.
I honestly hope that's not going to be what it is in the movie. I don't mind the Williams theme, but like the electric guitar is, I don't know. It felt like
it's going to be revealed that he's in a garage band in
I think
college.
I don't know if this is any indication, but on is it Murphy is the guy scoring it? On his
Mhm.
page, it is called like teaser trailer version.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So like I would think that maybe it's just for this trailer.
hopefully.
I think what we got on the motion poster is probably more
More.
akin to what it will be.
Good. I will be happy with that. I'm not sold on Corn Sweat yet. I know it's a trailer.
Sure.
Yeah.
The only thing I've seen him in is Twisters, and I didn't like him in that.
Gotta watch Hollywood.
I don't like the suit. I thought it would look better in motion, and I liked it less. But yeah, I'm still excited because obviously it's Superman. But yeah, it was like it finished, and I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm less excited.
Luke's gonna like end up hating Superman and loving Jurassic World Rebirth somehow. The tables will
in
have
this very
turned.
strange twist.
Excuse me. Why would I hate Jurassic World? Why would I ever hate that? I'm probably the one person here that likes every Jurassic Park movie.
That's
That's
fair.
probably true.
That's probably true.
On the other side of that, I think all the Jurassic Park movies are kind of the same. I don't hold the original one to like this echelon of peak cinema like everybody else does. I think it's very fun. I think it's very good. And the rest are also very fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I won't call them very good.
They
I
all-
just think
they
they're
all
all
are.
very fun.
Very fun. Or at
But,
least they have their moments of being fun.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's my hot take number 1 for the day.
Did you finish Hollywood?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
I can't wait to talk to you about it.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
very
try and
excited.
rush through it.
Don't
Maybe
rush through it. Just watch it in your own time. It's okay.
I think you should rush through it.
I'll sit down and watch it with Claire tomorrow.
Probably not. Probably not a good idea. I don't know how many episodes in you
I
are.
know. I am aware.
So it only gets worse. So
To be
Wait,
fair,
what? No.
to be fair, I had a friend text Stephanie and I, Mufasa or Moana 2, and I was like, Nosferatu? She was going with her kids, and I was like, but Nosferatu?
I would have said Wicked.
somebody asked me if they should go see, like, if there's a movie they should go see for like a date, and I was like, just go see Wicked again.
Yeah. Great date movie.
That was my recommendation.
Great date movie.
So good.
That or A Complete Unknown, which I haven't seen, but they're a person who likes music.
Get out and see that.
They like music, so I was like, it's probably worth a shot.
Stay at home, watch Hubie Halloween. And
That's
Christmas Day.
dude. Honestly, like, what are we even talking about? This is now a Hubie Halloween podcast.
Yep. We're
Stay
switching it
home
up.
and binge watch Chernobyl. Just feel horrible about everything for a couple weeks after watching that.
Was that the last trailer?
It's the last one I have, yeah. There might have been more.
I liked it a lot. I'm excited for it.
We're covering 2 weeks, so.
That's true.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. It's weird talking about that trailer now. Like, I
It
think
is.
last week I would have been like way more like, let's rip it. But right now I'm like, yeah, let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
My daughter loves it, which I think is really cool. I saw a thing that it said, because a lot of people, like Luke did a good job of staying medium on it. He's not like roasting it. He said, hey, I like this. I don't like that, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who are just like, I hate this thing, top to bottom. It's terrible, blah, 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 or whatever. And I saw this guy, like, he was like, you can have your opinion, but just remember that this dude will be Superman to some of these kids growing up.
Yeah.
Like, this will be who Superman is to them. And I hadn't really thought about that, but then I watched my kid watch the trailer, and she just, every time she sees anything remotely Superman related, she's like, we gotta go watch the trailer. Superman trailer, Dad. Superman trailer. So I've watched this trailer like 100 times at this point. And she's just obsessed with it. I think it's cool. I think it's cool to see like a new generation of fans will attach themselves to Superman again, and that's always cool.
Yeah. Any time there is this kind of like a
relaunch
or a relaunch. It's one of the reasons why I like. I mean, we talked I think at the end of the last episode about just new creatives being able to bring their own expression to a property, right? To a hero, a storyline. In the same way, like I love being able to talk about, the different actors who have played Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
and
fun.
You know what I can't do that with? Wolverine. I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I would love to be able to
See somebody else.
see someone else play
try
Wolverine.
it.
And that's the
He's 90.
he's 90. Yeah, we know Ryan Reynolds. We know. We know. So yeah, no, I
beat
just
you to it that time.
I think that there's it's really cool to see those moments with the younger generation. I'm beginning to see that with Claire as well, and my daughter. So yeah, super neat.
I think this might be a hot take, but I think, and it might not be what you're expecting. I think our generation's Superman is the best one. The animated version. I really think it's and it's with Conroy too.
Yeah.
The best version of Batman and Superman were their animated series. And that was from when I was 0 to when I was 12.
Yeah. I mean, I have that on my shelf, loaded up and ready to go all the time.
Yeah.
It definitely helps that it was a series.
Yeah.
Right.
You get to spend a lot of time.
You get to spend a lot of time with them.
Yeah.
And the creators get to really flesh that out, and you don't get
and it
that
just being animated helps.
You don't get it. Yeah. Even with a live, I was gonna say, like with a live action TV series, you wouldn't get that either, because you'd probably get 7 or 8 episodes, and you'd have to wait 2 years,
maybe 3,
maybe 3, and you might get a movie in between there. But yeah, with especially animation at that time, it's crazy, super cool. So, all right, well, we all went out and saw Nosferatu, the new
Robbie Eggs.
Robert. I almost said Roger.
Roger Ebert.
Roger Ebert and Robert Eggers. The new
Eggs.
Robert Eggs. Rob Eggs film. Remake of the 1922 unofficial, illegally made silent film.
Illegally made?
Yeah. They did not get the rights to use...
Didn't Stoker's wife sue them?
They sued him to try and get it all destroyed. And the German courts sided with her and said, yeah, every copy of Nosferatu needs to be destroyed. And thank God it wasn't.
That judge was like, yeah.
But
I'm going to make bank on this someday.
Yeah, so, yeah. Based off of the silent film, which is based off of Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah. What'd you guys think? Ty, you want to go first?
Let's say I think Luke wants to go last on this one, right?
My point will come across.
Well, here, we'll balance
better.
it. We'll go Tyler, Luke, Brett.
Sounds good. I really like this. I gave it 3.5 on Letterboxd. I went back and forth between a 3.5 and a 4. But ultimately settled on a 3.5 just because I couldn't round it up and I didn't want to round it down, so I just stayed put.
Yeah.
Should have just rounded it up to a 5 or down to a
Or a 1.
0.
But no, I really like this. I think Eggers, for me, I texted you guys this before you guys went in. For me, Eggers just hasn't missed yet. I think the casts he puts together are generally really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like what his films look like his visual style I think is always really cool, and I told you this yesterday. I think what Eggers does, at least in my head, is when he's trying to put together what he's making, I think he just tries to think of if I could send my equipment through a time portal back to the time this movie takes place in and get it made, this is what I would get back.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a really cool way of making films. You had told me the story, he doesn't want to shoot anything that's set in modern day.
Mm-hmm.
It's this dude is just hell-bent on making everything historical.
Yeah.
And I appreciate just his willingness to make things feel authentic unapologetically, sometimes almost to a detriment, right?
Sure.
It's
Sure.
you know, if you don't like that time period, you're probably gonna hate it, right? But like that's just what he likes to do, and it works for me. I like it a lot. I think performances were really good. I think it's pretty, and yeah, it's one I definitely want to add to my collection.
Sweet. All right, Luke.
Here's my super simple review. Every I feel like opinion about this movie can be summarized with this. It was good, but
There was always one little thing.
There was always something that was like, but why'd you do that? But I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Like for really every, I think I might just have to like do a but for everything you guys like to see if there is. But like, an example.
Sure.
This movie's gorgeous, but there's some scenes you can't see anything in.
Yeah.
It's like you have these beautiful sets, and I'm looking at a black screen. And then it just goes to the next scene, and it's like, great. Would have loved to seen something there. And like, it's just things like that, and it really just kind of annoyed me through the whole movie. Because then that's like what I settled on.
Yeah.
Was the butt.
Gotcha.
I like butts. Can't lie.
What'd you give this on Letterboxd?
I gave it 2.5.
2.5. Okay.
I think, kind of just overall, I think like the first act, I guess. I don't know. The first act is like super Nicholas Hoult heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was great. Liked it. Except for the part I couldn't see. And then like the third act, I thought was very interesting. And then there's the middle where I was very bored. And
yeah,
I'll just
leave it there for now.
I'll let you.
No,
I'll let
great.
You talk,
No.
Yeah.
He'll just retort.
Yeah,
or add to each
no.
point. Not retort, but add to each point.
But well, no, it's interesting because I think I have just a different way of approaching those kind of things, where you might say, "But I couldn't see anything in the castle." I assume that
was the main.
That's the main part. Because one of my cons. First off, I love this movie. It's great. I have a couple nitpicks, but for the most part, my point with what I'm saying to Luke here is, like,
you might say, the scene was dark, but the rest was gorgeous.
The rest was gorgeous, but it really played into the like, where is he? You know, he is at that point in the movie. He's still such a shadow, the Nosferatu, or Count Orlok. Orlok. Billy Bill. Billy S. And so I think I because they're never actual thorns in my side, I guess. Like it's easy for me to just say, oh, that's an interesting decision. And then and then just kind of write it. Right? Like I'm like, okay, I want to trust the director and lean into why is he doing that? Second act, not to, again, this is just sounds like a retort, but one of my cons walking out of the theater with you was like, oh man, I feel like there's a 2-hour version of this movie, and it's like, yeah, the second act kind of
starts to drag.
It goes a little long, but I don't know what I'd cut. Right?
I told you
I'm happy. I'm happy to lean in and be like, okay, so what is Eggers trying to communicate other than just plot? Because if it's just plot, then there's obviously things you can cut. Like a good editor can move the plot faster. But not everything needs to be fast, and sometimes it's okay to take it slow.
Yeah.
And what does it mean to sit in those moments? So my point being, I think I was just okay with those butts.
Mm-hmm.
And both are completely valid ways to
No. We have to disagree. You're
We
wrong.
have to fight.
I'm right.
We have to fight.
You're wrong. I'm right. Get out. Get out of your own house.
You guys should
Excuse me.
wrestle.
So no, yeah, I really did enjoy almost everything about this movie. I did have a few nitpicks. I really loved, like, I want to echo what Tyler said about the characters and acting.
Yeah.
I think the acting was great. I think Bill Skarsgård devolves into
He's
this
like unrecognizable.
unrecognizable character. And I just, man, his presence is ominous in a way that like very few villains manage to achieve. In my opinion, I know that there's the butt on that. My guess for Luke is going to be, but then when you actually see him, his mustache is kind of silly.
I actually got a lot of butts to that.
And I don't know. And I just, I didn't have a problem with the mustache. Everyone else had kind of silly facial hair. It was the 1830s or whatever, so.
No. People had facial hair. His mustache was going out to here. I made the joke right after the movie because the first thing I saw, the dude looked like Robotnik from Sonic. And I thought about it. The entire movie, once you see the mustache, I couldn't get it out of my head. And it, like, ruined his character for me. I didn't like him. I thought he was goofy. And then, like, you see him full on. And then, like, you see in totality at the end, like, his face and his full costume. And I was like, that's it. Okay. Like, I didn't like it. I didn't like his voice. I didn't like listening to his asthmatic breathing for 45 minutes. If I want to listen to that, I'll go outside in the cold and I can listen to myself breathe. I was irritated by him.
Who was your favorite performance?
Lily Rose Depp.
Yeah.
I feel like that one's kind of obvious.
She demolished
She's
it.
definitely the best.
Amazing.
Her
She's
and
great.
Holt.
There's no butt on her.
Yeah.
That's true. But like
Her and Holt, I think, are both
her and
really
Holt
good.
are good.
They got good chemistry too.
I told Brett when I was talking to him about it at church, I was like, dude, Holt acted like rent was due in that first act, man. Like, that dude was just cooking. When he's in the castle, like, for the first time, you're oh man, Nicholas Holt is killing this right now. It is. I'm with you. I like all the performances. I did like Orlok. I thought he was cool. I don't have issues with the mustache, but like it is kind of weird that the rest of his body hair is falling off, but the mustache is pristine.
I'm not even gonna lie, I never even thought about that once. I just thought it was goofy looking.
Yeah, that was the only thing where I was like, he's supposed to be like kind of.
Just make it smaller.
Make it a Hitler stash. Is that what you're saying?
It went out to here. Face width. Keep it here.
I want everyone to know that Luke just extended his hands like a foot past his face. And it's obviously not true.
It went very far. And that thing was thick and full. And I'm not talking about what you think I am. I'm still talking about the mustache. No, if I would have been in that editing room, I would have been like, are you sure we don't want to cut this down in size?
So that is who it's based on.
It was way better than that.
Let me see. Oh, Vlad?
Yeah.
Vlad was the original inspiration for Dracula.
Yeah.
As far as performances go, listen, I'm kind of ripping Orlok. I didn't like it because he wasn't that bad. I didn't think Aaron Taylor Johnson was good in this movie. He was, in my opinion, in a different movie, and I thought his performance stuck out in a bad way. Especially, like, and I told you about it, like, right after, there's a scene where he's talking to, Lily Rose Depp, I don't remember her name. Ellen?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ellen.
And he's just like, how dare you? And I was like, calm down, guy. Calm down.
He does, so he's actually one of my nitpicks. I think he's mostly good, but he has a couple scenes where he, like, I don't know, it does feel like he's in a different, almost like a different dialect.
You know
it's kind of strange when you think about it, but like the scene when he's talking to Holt's character early on, like right before Holt goes on his journey,
when they're at the
he's
house
like cracking these jokes that don't feel like time appropriate. I would say not like to what he's about to do.
That would even be a writing issue,
right?
I mean, part of it could be performance and delivery and how you're speaking, but at the same time. You know what it...
A nitpick, though, for me.
No, yeah, you know. And what it is for me is it's just he's clearly a B actor and surrounded by A players. I think everyone else is just
so much
so clearly a, actors who will or should win Oscars. Not for these performances necessarily, but down the road, career-wise, and like he's just not there.
Is this eligible for Oscars?
He's not on that level
this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't think he's on
Anything
that level.
in 24.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we'll see at least one
I can agree. I can get behind that being a nitpick or proper con.
I think for me, it's it's that same thing. He's a B surrounded by A, but he's trying to outdo the A.
Like he's overacting.
When he should be supporting the A.
Yeah.
He's overacting a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
I don't necessarily disagree with that at all.
No. It's an Eggers movie, so like, of course, when you can see things, when the screen's not pitch black, gorgeous set design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they went and shot this in parts of Romania, and like it's just gorgeous. I think the cinematography is awesome, and it really plays itself to the strength of the like set designs and things like that.
Dude, so there's the scene where Holt gets to the carriage.
Mm-hmm.
I totally thought that was
Crossroads.
Yeah, I totally thought that was shot on a soundstage. Apparently, it was not. Apparently, that was on location. They lit it, and I was like, man, I thought this was like the one scene. It looks cool, but I was like, you can clearly tell this is not on set, like on a location.
It just feels unnatural enough.
It does, and like I saw some stuff. I was like, no, they lit the location and shot it there, and I was like, what? Like,
excuse me.
So
it's kind of just crazy to think about.
So this is a horror movie, and I actually think that is the scariest scene in the entire movie, the Crossroads scene.
It's good. Like the tension there is really done really well.
It's ominous. You don't really know what's gonna happen there.
Yeah.
Whereas like the rest, I'm like, I know exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I really liked that scene, and I think it's the prettiest scene in the movie too. But like you see the carriage, and you're like, who's in it?
Yeah.
What's in it?
Mm-hmm.
What's gonna happen? Is he gonna run? Is he gonna go? And I thought it was great. There's no talking in that scene.
It's cut well too.
Just I thought it was
back and forth.
I think it's I know there's like tons of stuff with Lily Rose and Depp doing her thing, but like it was my favorite scene in the movie.
Sure. Yeah.
It was super simple. And then kind of just along horror lines too. I felt like it was. This is another but. I felt like it was just like, here's your jump scare type horror. A lot of times. And I kind of got annoyed by that. It's like, it didn't need a single jump scare. It's still tense and scary. And I don't know. It felt like the cheap jump scares to me.
I thought there's the one at the beginning, which got me.
Which one?
Like the...
Oh.
It's in the trailer. It shouldn't have gotten me. But for whatever reason, with the music and it's loud, and it got me. Everything else...
Like it's really quiet, and then every instrument at once, and it jumps out at you.
Sure, there's some music things. I don't know. I'm not as...
This didn't feel like the type of movie that should have that to me.
That's fair.
Like, especially with like the Crossroads scene, or even the which is ironically a scene I would cut, on the boat.
Yeah.
There's the bit where like, he's walking up to the bit in the thing, the meter, and you see him.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do anything. He just moves.
Yeah.
That's great. It's not a jump scare. It just makes you go, ooh. Don't like that.
Yeah.
I think it should have leaned on that, but then it kind of keeps doing the...
So I'm curious, Tyler.
I can only think of two.
I can't either, but I know that we're probably more dispositioned to like not be scared.
I jump every single time.
And whereas you, I feel like, are more dispositioned to
Yeah.
be scared of everything.
Yes.
And so there's probably a middle ground where
Absolutely.
it's like, yeah. But this felt to me, and I'll talk about a little bit later, it really felt like The Witch. Like it's a horror movie, but it's not a horror movie.
So like, yeah, this is like a gothic horror, right? Like this is not like your traditional horror film. It has some traditional horror elements to it, like the jump scares, I'd say. But like, I think what this movie does in terms of horror well is it like there's some tension that's drawn throughout that's pretty good, I think. But really, it's just like this sense of dread.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole time they're like trying to find a solution. And in your head, you're like, I know what the solution is, but I really hope that's not where we end up going, right? Like you hope you want your characters to win, but you know they're not going to.
You want your characters to be like, okay, we've discovered that the garlic and the holy water,
right? You're
and
like, well,
the
we can
crucifix,
kill
and
him.
All
in
of these things will work.
That's what happens in Nosferatu.
Yeah, but they're like, we can kill him in his grave, and all this stuff, and it's like, that. In the back of your mind, you're like, that's not gonna work.
Not gonna work.
Like I know what we're building to. It's very early. It's very evident. They tell you at the first 5 minutes, like what's coming.
Yep.
And so like it does a good job of building this sense of like dread throughout. I didn't have an issue with the jump scares, but they were where I thought they'd be. I guess
That's the problem though.
That doesn't bother me though.
I just like it didn't fit. I just don't think it fits the movie. It's not. But generic horror movie.
But if you're expecting them to be there, and they're there, I mean,
that's where you don't do it, though. You expect it, and then it's not there, and you go, oh. That, in my opinion, is scarier. Where you go, here it comes, here it comes. No release. None. So then you're just waiting for something, and it never happens. Scarier. Write it down. You want to scare people? Do it.
They scared you anyways, though.
Yeah, but it's fake. It's fake. Somebody can fake throw a punch at me and I'm gonna flinch.
I don't know. It's an emotional reaction. Sounds like a win for me.
No, they were just, I don't know. It didn't bother me. I guess I just go into it knowing we'll get those. Like, I expect that with at this point, any horror movie, you're gonna have it. I can't think of like one horror film in recent memory that doesn't have a jump scare.
No, we usually talk about the moment,
but I can only think of two.
We talk about the moments where it's like, I agree with you, Luke, to a certain degree, right? Like it's more compelling when that. And you kind of have to hold on to it. Now, eventually, you have to release it, and then it's either nothing's happening, and I let go of it slowly, or it's
and then you do it.
And then you do it.
Yeah.
And so it's like you either wait that beat, or you wait and it kind of dies off. But if you're just keeping people in a constant sense of suspense, you end up getting the end of Uncut Gems, where everyone's heart rate is at 160 for 10 minutes, and
love it.
It works for 10 minutes, but not for 2 hours.
Love it.
Yeah, and I think too, like, I think if you don't have them there, it's kind of like because I don't think you're wrong in saying that, but like, if you don't have the jump scare there, like say you do hold it and then do it, well then it just feels cheap the second time. Like if you're just saying just never do it.
No, I'm not saying never do it.
Right, but like if you don't do it where you expect it, wait like 2 seconds and then do it, and it gets people, it's like you're not really. It's not like you're manufacturing a scare. Like you're doing the same thing. You're just pausing for a second.
I'm not saying you do it 2 seconds later.
Right, but
I'm saying sometimes. Not every time. In a moment where people would expect the jump scare, you do all the setup, and then you just drop it. You don't do it every time, obviously.
Sure. Yeah.
You in a horror movie, you have to have scares, and in a comedy, you have to have laughs. I'm just saying, this movie, it felt like it didn't belong.
It felt too
And
by the book.
I recognize jump scares more because I am a little fraidy cat. And there was too many of them.
I think
Is there more than two?
Someone-
This is a real question. I really only remember two.
someone once. I feel like it was maybe Scott Derrickson or C. Robert Cargo, just because they're the two people on Twitter like
They talk
in
a
the
lot.
last 5 years that talk a lot about things. But like, not to just stay on this one point, but like it's all you call it like manufactured.
that, yeah.
It's all manufactured.
Yeah.
Whether or not like it's a fake jump scare or a legit jump scare, a jump scare is still a scare. You may not appreciate it, but that whether you're getting the scare, you're working on for the tension, like it's all manufactured.
Yeah.
And so I don't necessarily subscribe to the idea that like one is more legitimate than another. I do think it could be overdone, right? Like if you're only doing it one way,
Yeah.
again and again and
Well,
again.
and again, back to Luke's point, it's like it's not necessarily the jump scares themselves. It's that just they don't feel like they fit in the film for Luke, and I don't know. I just don't know what. I really
for
can
me,
only
it was,
think of
it was
two.
this, and then I can think of like the coffin bit.
Where he like goes to
throw
throw the
he
pickaxe.
goes to throw the axe.
I was like, oh yeah, here we go. This I knew exactly what it was going to be. But is there another one after that?
The coffin again with the guy. Oh, spoilers. Sorry.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize it was a jump scare.
Every coffin. Let's just say that. Every coffin.
Oh yeah, there's the
Oh,
gypsies in the graveyard opening that coffin.
Oh yeah.
In that
guess.
either real or dream sequence, we're not sure which one.
Okay, can we talk about that real quick? This annoyed me. Every time we need to go to a new scene, somebody just wakes up from a dream.
It's like Tom Cruise,
I was just like, ugh.
king of waking up suddenly.
It was like the 10th time somebody was like, and I was like, it's like, okay, I get it. We're all sleepy. I'm sleepy too. I had a long week. Maybe I just wanted somebody to just go. Everybody's gasping like they've been at the bottom of the ocean for weeks.
I think it.
They're controlled by the shadow. It's controlling their dreams, man.
I mean, I think it's like thematically it works, especially with Lily Rose Depp's character, right? Like,
But everybody does it.
I know everyone.
Every
does
single
it.
character does it at some point. Maybe except Defoe. He's drunk on schnapps.
I did like Defoe.
I did too.
I
I
thought
thought he was all right.
I thought he was a fun. Obviously he is this film's version of Van Helsing, but like, just it was different, and I really appreciated that.
Yeah, I liked it.
Harkened into the occult, and yeah, I don't know. I also did really like, and this is something I like with Eggers quite a bit on most of his stuff. I think it's less. Well, no, it's not. Theme and like just a message, having one. Tyler and I are talking about this as well. There's some working directors today that really like to play with visuals and insinuating things and hinting at things, but really letting it be up to the viewer.
Yeah.
And like Nosferatu, like in Dracula, have already pre-established themes. And the fact that Eggers was able to come in and present a modern take on those themes while remaining like I never felt like he was preaching to me from 2024 in 1837. It all felt period appropriate, but
Sound like Yellowstone spinoffs. Sorry.
Write it down.
Continue.
no, it's just something I really appreciate him as a writer and director is that he's able to weave those in And he's not subtle about it, but
No.
not everything has to be subtle. I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah. No, I like his filmmaking. I look forward to whatever he does next. Whatever he does next will likely be an opening weekend movie for me.
He talked about what he is next.
He did, yeah.
Right?
2 things.
Yeah, he's got 2 things.
He's got 2 things.
Yeah.
Oh, man, must have missed one.
The other one's a Western.
Oh, the Western thing. Okay.
Man, Western came up and I was like, screw this night movie. Don't care.
Just move on. Yeah. Just get to the
We've got-
Western.
We've got enough of those. I don't even know how many there's been.
I'm curious what he'll do with it,
We've
though.
got lots of Westerns, too, to be fair.
Recently?
Not recently. Just in the course of history, we've gotten lots of Westerns.
Dude.
America was like, it's much cheaper to shoot a Western than it is to recreate Europe. And who wants to talk about knights? We're in America.
They went to Italy to make those.
But
Americans weren't even making them.
That's true.
I guess, is there anything else before we move into ratings? I'm curious to see what this will do at the Oscars. I'm sure there will be some noms. I expect Lily Rose Depp to get nominated for this.
Yeah, I think it'll probably get 4.
Production design or whatever.
Probably
Another one.
4 or 5 noms. Maybe win 1, 2.
Getting nommed is the win, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. But yeah, I gave this 4 stars on Letterboxd, and am rating it fanboy worthy.
I'm also fanboy worthy.
It's a Matthew McConaughey for me.
All right.
I feel like I was the negative person,
That's okay.
but I did. There
Sometimes
was a
we
lot
need
that I
that.
did like in it. Like
Yeah.
it's a good movie. It just, I really think it could have been a lot better.
Sure. That I am glad we have.
If only he would listen to this guy with no film experience from Kansas. Obviously, I know what I'm talking about.
Hey,
I have a podcast.
You've helped make some short movies. You
it's
can't
over
say
in
you
one
don't
episode.
have no film experience, Mr. Luke. But
I held the boom mic.
hey, that's experience.
I am.
In this industry, you chalk that up.
I
You
have done.
talk-
I
you
have
talk
done a
that
soundtrack.
up.
I have done a soundtrack.
You talk that up.
I should add that to my IMDb. Did a soundtrack.
Did a soundtrack.
Speaking of soundtracks, I was disappointed with the soundtrack. I won't say it's bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was like. I don't think that it's one I'll spin.
No.
For
I
me,
thought it was fine.
It was too generic.
Yeah,
It felt like I was watching The Conjuring. It was just prickly violins.
You know what though?
Who
I'm
scored
not
it?
sure.
Has he had any soundtracks that like?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Bang,
Like, I can't think of any.
Now I'm thinking of it. Like I don't know that
I don't
any
think
of
any
them.
of his soundtracks have been that memorable. Like they're not. They've been kind of like this. They're not bad.
yeah.
But
I was.
and they maybe have one like really good part that works really well, but everything else is kind of like
I
don't know.
know what I want. I want somebody to take the soundtrack from Conclave and put it on.
And
the
put it
TV.
on there.
Dude, Conclave's on Peacock.
That movie's
It's
freaking
streaming.
awesome.
Yeah.
You should watch it.
I just saw a list for Oscar predictions, and that movie was high up there for
It
Best
is-
Picture.
This
I think it's
person's
gonna get a
only
lot of noms.
only scored one other film and it was The Northman.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I thought I'm kind of with Luke. I thought it was
thought it was fine.
it's
Yeah.
fine.
It's fine.
Fine's
Nothing
a
to write
good
home
decision.
about.
I
We
would-
didn't mention it.
I think
initially,
just
so.
I wouldn't mind if his movies took more of a we have soundtrack, not soundscapes
Oh, sure. Yeah.
in the future. I think that'd be nice.
I think another thing for him though, because we talked about this yesterday, based on him not wanting to shoot something in modern day, I don't think he understands how to use budget. Like I think everything he probably makes comes in under budget sans The Northman during COVID or whatever. But like he's scared to make a modern day movie because he's scared to shoot a cell phone. It's like, dude, you have so many resources at your disposal. And he's just, I think he's still stuck in like small filmmaking, like indie filmmaking. And so
he
It's
feels
not a
like
bad mindset.
Yeah,
No.
like a big indie filmmaker, but yeah, it doesn't seem like he's interested in. I like what you said, Luke. It doesn't seem like he's interested in making a soundtrack, or not incorporating a soundtrack. He's more interested in these soundscapes. Because I think that's a great way of describing all of his movie soundtracks. It's like, here are...
There's not like a theme or any, yeah.
Yeah, something kind of that just fits in the world.
It fits in the moment.
Fits in the moment.
Yeah.
You know, what are you going to see in the early 19th century of Germany?
Dude, I wanted that Bach needle drop halfway through.
All right.
Willie Rose is in there going.
News. You said we have some news on Egger's next films.
We do. He has finished his night film.
He's finished it?
He's
Finished
finished the
writing,
script, yeah.
Writing.
Oh, I was okay.
No. He hasn't started
I was
shooting.
like,
it.
it's done. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. No,
But
so
I wanted to skip to the...
he's finished a medieval film called The Night.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to make a Western. Baroque, who's often in the chat, said they'll call it The Cowboy, like jokingly, and I said odds -110. I would say that, or like The Outlaw or something, it'll be what it's called.
Yeah.
The gun.
The Gun.
The
Ooh.
cow hand. Distinctly what cowboys were called.
The Farm.
The Chupacabra.
The Town.
Is it in Boston?
It's just a remake of...
As soon as I said it, I was like, shoot.
Do you want to go see the Ben Affleck and Jeremy Renner in The Town? What year is it? I love the idea of a horror Western. Because those are not common.
Would it be a horror, you think?
Yeah.
The Northman wasn't really a horror. I feel like he could make an American epic. Now, I don't know if he could do it on a small enough budget.
So interestingly enough, every year I always find myself watching Sergio Leone's Man with No Name trilogy.
Yep.
Currently in the middle of it right now. It's
Nice.
and like I just know he would study the crap out of those. And be like,
He would.
I'm gonna do this, but kind of scary.
It'd be cool.
Maybe not horror,
But just
But
lean
like with
into
this-
what he's good at.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
but with this subtle intensity that makes you go, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would really up the thrill of it, like the thriller feel of it, I bet.
Dude, I want that so bad.
I'd
and
be
then
down
just
for
like
that.
with
For sure.
the night was what it's called. The
Yeah.
Night?
Yeah.
The Dark Knight. Is it actually a Batman movie? No, I just like I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You'd do that. It seems less interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it is uninteresting.
I told Brett this. I wish he had made The Green Knight.
Yeah, I probably would have liked it a little more because I didn't like that movie.
And obviously he's not making that.
Right.
But like, and I like that movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's not like my favorite movie in the world, but I did like it.
That takes the man. I'd like to see this scene to the extreme.
Yeah. But no, like I think that would have been a good pair for him because of his willingness to research, his like, just he's always dead set on things being,
Dude, what
quote
if it
unquote
is
accurate.
What
like,
if it is just the Green Knight?
It would be
It'd be sick.
It would be a very different take than what we got, and I
Yeah.
would be fine with that.
I wonder if it'd be less fantastical.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because like even the Northman had its fantastical moments, but it still felt like it was real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I'll be
Whereas,
curious to
like,
see what he does.
Green Knight had naked giants.
Redundance. I
Giant
like it.
naked people.
That fox looked real good though for that budget.
CG Fox
CD Fox.
for sure.
So foxy.
So foxy. What other news we got?
There was the news today that Momoa's playing Lobo, which was like the worst kept secret ever.
Right.
I think we've known that since Gunn was announced to be a part of the DC universe.
Dude, I think we've known that since 2012 when he was cast as Aquaman. You're like, oh yeah, he's probably gonna be Lobo too.
Yeah, I mean, good for him. Like, he's spoken about this forever, that this is like his dream role. So good for him.
Yeah.
That's cool that he got to do it.
And I'm assuming Lobo is in that.
He's in Supergirl.
In the comic.
I don't
Oh.
remember him being there, but it makes sense for him to be there. Like,
Do you think they would swap him out for a more
No.
well-known
no,
or a
because they've
lesser
already
known?
cast the main antagonist from the book. Because that's the only
No,
other
just more so like, is there like, does she go somewhere and hangs out with like a revolting man, and it's like, well, this character doesn't mean anything to anybody. Let's put Lobo.
I mean, there's somebody in a bar. Just put him in a
He'll
bar.
probably be there.
Yeah, he'll be there for sure. They'll fight. Honestly, it may be like what she does before she leaves.
It's like the
He may just be in like
act.
a sizzle, because then the second part of this story is like David Leitch has like he's already started campaigning for a Lobo movie. So I assume his role will be I would say I'd assume it'd be
Thankfully,
small.
we have to have a script before it's greenlit. So
Yeah.
maybe it won't happen.
I'm curious. I don't know. Maybe they are going to use. I need to reread that book. I'm going to buy it. I have a Barnes & Noble gift card. I'll buy it and reread it.
Reading. Don't you have DC Universe Infinite?
No. I canceled it.
You only accidentally had it for 1 year.
Yeah, for 2 years technically.
What an idiot.
I got it for like $50 for 1 year, and then I paid the $100 for the second year on accident, and then I canceled it. Like the day after it came out, I was like, I gotta cancel this.
Way to go, buddy.
They got me. That's what they hope for.
That's what they hope for.
I got.
YouTube TV was like, hey, we're raising our price. And I was like, you ain't gonna get
Gosh,
me.
dude, if I didn't have Sunday Ticket, that would have been already canceled.
I've never canceled a subscription so fast. Bye, Felicia.
Kind of the big in town. I mean, and when I say in town, I mean Hollywood story that's happening right now is the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni's potential legal action, because it hasn't actually happened yet, but
She's suing,
she's
but it hasn't gone to court yet.
Yeah,
right?
correct. And
the summons has been sent.
That's right, something like that. Yeah. So there was a whole bunch of hypotheses when this movie, when It Ends With Us, came out, about maybe some stuff that had happened, and why there was some friction between the Baldoni, who's the director and co-star, and then Lively. It's not gonna be pretty when it's resolved, but yeah, definitely. The short answer, if you haven't heard, I say short, the 10,000 foot view here is that Lively has accused Baldoni of sexual harassment and provided X kind of amount of evidence, and now Baldoni and his legal team are going to have to try and counter that and make a defense and yada yada yada. So there, I don't know. It's big enough now that it's not just gossip. Things are actually happening. So figured it was at least worth mentioning.
It's gonna get ugly.
It will get ugly.
He's already been dropped by his agency and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
It's gonna get nasty. Did you see the?
Don't be jerks.
Sorry,
Don't be bad people.
I was reading something.
No, you're fine.
Did you see the subpoenaed text messages and stuff?
I was listening to someone talk about them at a pretty high level. So
Him and his legal team were like, yeah, she's doing backflips. They're actively yeah, we got her. We built this thing up. Nobody's gonna believe her. And I was like, oh my gosh, these dudes were scheming. That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy stuff.
Maybe let's all just be better people.
What I was reading, so Hudson Meek, best known for playing young baby in Baby Driver, passed away at 16. Fell out of a moving car.
Oh. Wow.
That is scary. There's quite a few passings in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Jimmy Carter, R.I.P.
Olivia Hussey,
Jimmy Carter, Greg Gumbel.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
That one was unexpected. At least for me. I don't know if that was...
I think he died. Yeah, I think he was battling cancer. But yeah, it felt like it was out of nowhere.
Dude, ran my life during March.
Did we...
That's how you know it's March. Greg Gumbel.
There's a big delay to talk about too.
Well, did I can't remember, when was Nolan's Odyssey project revealed?
We haven't talked about that.
Have we talked about that? Yeah, so talking about next projects from
this has led to one of my favorite memes on the internet over the last couple weeks.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan's next movie is an adaptation of the Odyssey.
Dude,
which
I'm so happy.
is
I'm
crazy.
So happy.
First off, have any of us actually read the Odyssey?
No.
No one has, but we all know what the Odyssey is,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because that's the thing. I keep seeing. I would assume like your meme
Yes.
is
Like
but
people
then
not knowing what the Odyssey
not
is.
knowing what the Odyssey is, but at the same time, like everyone who's responding to them, no, you have not read the Odyssey.
Right.
The only people who have read the Odyssey are
Literature nerds.
literature nerds, or
dead.
like yeah, you went to school to study ancient literature.
Yeah.
You know where I initially learned about it though? Wishbone. You guys watch Wishbone growing up?
Wishbone.
It's the dog that would like read you books and he'd always.
This
be the
sounds
character.
vaguely
It
familiar.
does kind of sound.
He was
familiar.
Odysseus in the Odyssey episode of Wishbone.
Huh.
It was like on right after reading Rainbow.
I grew up in a Christian
Okay.
household. The only Odyssey I knew was Adventures in Odyssey.
You know, that was some good stuff too. I'm not gonna lie. But no, like it was just like I remember it now, and it's kind of funny. But at the time, like at the end of the Odyssey, it's a dog shooting a bow and arrow through all these axes, and I was just like, this is so cool. There's also a TV movie. Christopher Lee is in it,
Yeah.
and I've seen that. But no, why I'm really happy is because a long time ago on this show, this year, so not that long ago, we brought up what's a book that hasn't been adapted that needs to be. This is what I said. It's like 6 months later. Here we are.
Here we go.
Let's go. And it's like
And
the
by
best director
By
of all
someone
time.
who could actually do it, right? It's like
Yeah, this movie's gonna be nuts.
Although this does ruin my prediction. I predicted Christopher Nolan's next movie was going to be Tom Cruise's I'm Going to the Moon movie.
hey, it's an adaptation.
It could happen.
Could happen. He hasn't.
There's
How
time.
big is that cast?
It can
We
get
can
bigger.
fit Tom Cruise in there yet,
Dude, Oppenheimer's cast was insane. He
yeah.
could do it.
Yeah.
He's going to be in love with Artemis and they're going to go to the moon. But like it's going to be a dream sequence on the moon and Nolan's going to be like, well, let's just go to the moon. It could happen.
Good.
I like it. I'm here for it.
I am curious if it's like
Yeah, I wonder.
period accurate.
I was gonna say, I
or
wonder
if
what he's
it's,
gonna
like,
do.
Because adaptation, there's
It's loose. It could
loose.
be some weird modern retelling. It could be anything. So
It's going to be in like 2080.
I just wonder
I'm
how.
down.
I'm curious what
Yeah, I
he'll do
absolutely
with like
wanna
his signature thing,
Yeah.
like how he'll implement it. I
What
mean,
if
he'll have a
his-
cool way
with
to do it.
time?
Yeah,
What
Oppenheimer
has
didn't really do that.
it didn't.
his-
That's true.
Has he done anything?
The
What's
thing he
his-
did
what's
in
his
Oppenheimer was
oldest
the black and
period?
white versus color.
Yeah.
So
Which, honestly, he could do something similar.
Dunkirk.
What? What'd
Yeah.
you ask?
What's his old? What's it like?
His-
Period piece wise, like what's his oldest film? Dunkirk's World War II. Oppenheimer's World War II.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
Most of his stuff is original.
in modern day.
Yeah. He's just like, it's like just recent, I guess, Prestige.
Oh,
It's technically an adaptation,
Prestige. Yeah,
but
that's what probably
early 19s,
19,
late 18s.
20s, maybe before World War One.
I feel like it's time to rewatch that now.
Anyways,
He uses a musket pistol.
this would be
Yeah.
So,
my point being is that this would be his most if it was a true to book adaptation.
Yeah.
It
To
would,
poem.
It would be the oldest thing he's done.
Yeah.
And I would be very curious. I mean, I'm curious no matter what, but would we like that?
All of a sudden,
Because I feel like a lot of his filmmaking tendencies are very modern, and they play well to modern
I mean,
audiences.
this is probably just him challenging himself.
Could
man.
be.
Like
Hey, I'm always down for a
he's
director
earned
to challenge
he's earned
himself.
that at this point. Like he can do whatever he wants.
Absolutely.
I think
He's got his Oscar, man. He's just out there having fun now.
I'm not going to doubt him until I have a reason to.
No, yeah, for sure.
Sure. Yep.
I think the cast is super interesting
Yeah.
because we know more about the cast than we do the movie.
Anything
essentially.
else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Is
think
Matt
the
Damon
cast.
playing Odysseus.
I think the cast doesn't know. I think the cast knows as much as we do at this point, based on how they were all like, I don't know what I'm in. They're just signed up.
I honestly I hadn't even thought about it being not a straight adaptation,
Yeah.
and that's super interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he makes for sure. I don't know, man. I saw somebody posted like he has the quote at the beginning of Oppenheimer, and he's like, "Man, I should have known he was going to get into ancient literature."
What was the?
It's I think it's from the Odyssey. I can't remember what it
And
is.
in Tenet, the dude brings up Oppenheimer.
Full circle, baby.
He's always teasing his
Maybe,
next
yeah,
movie.
maybe that's his thing.
Pretty cool. What other news? Do we have any other news?
So in the Odyssey, when he's like, "Man, that bat is beyond anything we've ever seen," he's coming back to do Batman Beyond,
Doing a
for
remake.
the Dark Knight.
Remake of
4.
Batman Beyond. Oh boy.
Prometheus stole fire from the gods and gave it to man. For this, he was chained to a rock and tortured for eternity.
Eternity. You mentioned a pretty big delay. There's actually still, even besides the Lobo and the delay, I'll just mention this quick. We talked about Clayface last episode.
Yeah.
But it's been confirmed. And I feel like it was mainly just me going, what is it? It's confirmed to be in the DCU.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And it's a body horror film.
Mm-hmm.
The budget's going to be super small.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very curious about this.
Yeah.
It'll be
And if
interesting.
you've seen the animated series episodes, specifically the first one, it can be really cool with what kind of Flanagan has talked about. Because he talks about how he loves the animated series Clayface. So if you don't want it to be spoiled, I guess, don't watch those. But if you want to be informed, watch those because they're great.
I need to go back and watch those.
Great show. Feet of Clay. Obviously the big delay.
Yeah,
This is
Batman.
the big news.
The Batman 2 is
Delayed
delayed a
whole
year.
October
Again.
27.
So technically it's been delayed 2 years.
Yep. And
Sheesh.
Gunn has come out and said that the script is not finished. So there was grumblings that Reeves had not finished the script, and I kind of was like, whatever. But then this happened, and he said it, and I was like, oh yeah, no, there is not a complete script. So,
What
Reeves is notoriously slow.
what are the chances that this gets
Made.
iced?
Um,
Because I think now is the time. I'm actually worried. I start to get worried about it actually getting made.
I think it'll get made, but I think there's a possibility it could be the last one.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger thing.
You think that this is maybe from the DC Studios business perspective, hey, we have to think about how we're allocating teams and time and money and
Batman.
and Batman as we introduce him. You're not finished. We need to bump you to October, and with that extra time, you don't have this script finished. Wrap it up. It's a 2-parter. You're not getting a third. You think that's part of that conversation?
I think it's possible. I've heard that, and again, this is Twitter grumblings, Threads grumbling, so you have to take it all with a grain of salt.
Sure.
But I've heard that part 2 is being dropped from the title.
So it's just
I don't know.
the Batman, the Dark Knight.
Probably.
The Batman, The Dark Knight Rises.
But no, I've seen that's happening. There's also a weird pocket of the internet who seems to think that there's potential that it'll be folded into the DCU. I do not think that will happen.
No, that's not going to happen.
Even though Pattinson apparently is lobbying. I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, you mean the actor wants to make more money?
Yeah.
Starring in more roles?
Listen, I'm not a betting person. I've never put money on anything except my college education. I would, if I was betting, I would bet that nothing gets canceled
Sure.
You think they go all the way through to 3?
or more.
I mean, I guess if two comes out and is like some huge success.
Yeah.
I think him and Gunn have a good relationship. So like whatever's going on there.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a.
The Batman Part
Bad
1 was
blood.
very successful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Penguin was very successful.
He's already helping with Dynamic Duo,
Yeah.
which is in the DCU, I guess.
I don't think so.
I thought it was. Maybe it's just in a weird little
I think
section.
it's just a little weird animated thing that's going to give me nightmares. I don't think he would do that. There's no reason to. Gunn has even said, like, no, not everything is going to be in the DCU and not everything should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's kind of been, like, that's one of the few things he's always said. He's never really changed on that.
Yeah. I do think, like, people are like, man, it's a lot. 5 years. Like, we've even talked about 5 years. 5 years is a long time.
That's a long time.
And then Gunn, like, posted a list of movies that had huge breaks between, like, first and
but
second.
that weren't intended to have sequels.
Right.
Also,
Yeah.
like Ridley Scott didn't make Alien, and then he was like, all right, Alien 2 in 10 years.
Right.
Also, he didn't make Aliens.
Yeah.
So that was a bad example.
Yeah, he had like a list of films. I can't remember what they were. Aliens
Avatar was
was
an example.
Avatar was on there, which I was like, that wasn't a plan.
He was waiting for technology to get better.
Right.
And writing 4 movies. What else did he say? There were other ones where it's just like, none of these were planned.
Yeah.
And were directed by other people. I think Terminator was another one.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
The dude made 4 other movies in between Terminator movies. Or
whatever. It's not like Reeves is making a bunch of other things.
He's only working on Batman right now. That's why it's frustrating. I get it and I accept it and I don't have a problem with it because I want the movie to be as good as it can. But back to butts. I'm still allowed to be annoyed.
No, absolutely. I think.
Can I just delay my work at my job for a year? Is that allowed? Just be like, listen, I'll get you these spreadsheets, but it might be a year.
Dude, shout out to the Dodgers. They defer money for players. They're paying players in like 15 years from now.
Oh, baseball's stupid.
My fear is that it becomes. I don't know.
I think it was Pattinson was like, he'll be able to retire by the end of this thing.
Dude, everybody's posting a picture of Pattinson and he's like 80. It's like the Batman Part 3 and he's like an old crotchety old.
They did that with
Bale.
He
Yeah, on
wasn't
the third one.
Yeah. No, I don't know. There is a and we've talked about this with some of the Star Wars things. Like, first off, Luke, I have that exact same brand of socks. I just realized that right now.
Hanes?
Except mine are the high ankle.
Well, lots of people have Hanes socks.
No, but they're like with the blue X and the.
Yes, it's Hanes.
Oh.
It's just Hanes.
How dare you try to relate?
I just thought it was cool.
You wear socks.
Moment of bonding, but apparently not.
Oh my goodness!
I'm gonna go get Adidas from now on.
Do you put them on one foot at a time, just like me too, or do you two sock it?
I two sock it, baby.
Oh, what the? Get out of your own house.
Oh, okay.
Well, now I want to go home and try and two sock it. I'm just picturing my.
You just gotta start working on your flexibility.
It's gonna be the new touchdown.
Oh shoot! I've totally lost my train of thought. So
I bet you're gonna say Skeleton Crew is great.
No, but I did with Star Wars. At some point, not writing doesn't count as writing, because there's the quote that like sitting down and not writing still counts. Some days that is accurate because some days nothing comes out of your brain. But you can't be George R.R. Martin.
Did you see? I guess that's a news story too.
You can't
work on
Taika Waititi and get a Star Wars movie and just never write the thing.
Yeah.
Like that pisses me off. You don't get a gift like that and just
I want that job.
Just get hired and not do anything?
Yeah.
Just not do it.
It's right up my alley.
Sorry, Taika, if you actually have written your Star Wars movie and it's not getting made, I rescind my statement, but for all intents and purposes, I haven't heard anything positive.
Well,
so.
he's always saying he's not doing it too. I mean, that's on him.
Yeah.
He like jokes about it. He's like, yeah, I've not done anything on that.
So it doesn't count. So like that's where like we just don't. Reeves isn't so busy that like the script should be done.
Yeah.
The script should be now. If the script needs work, great. That's fine. You can fix something that's finished. You can't shoot something that's not finished. You can in Hollywood. That's actually how some things get made. But
Right.
I feel like they're always talking too. It's like, yeah, you start shooting, but you're still
working on
You're
it.
always writing.
Yeah.
Things
Yeah.
always change.
Things are always changing.
Things
100%.
write or written up until you're editing,
Yeah.
and then guess what? You write reshoots.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. So like, it's getting to the point that it just feels like it's putting like we're moving the goalpost, we're pushing the problem down the road, and like
I think the only thing, and I'm not pushing back per se,
Yeah.
but what I think Gunn is doing correctly is he's saying, yeah, it's not finished.
Yeah.
He's making it
Oh,
publicly
yeah.
known, like, yeah, no, we're waiting on Matt.
Yep.
Like, this is on Matt. This is not on. This is not a
Absolutely.
decision we made lightly. Like,
Yeah.
we had to do it because Matt's not ready.
Yeah.
And we're trying to allocate teams. We're trying to, get things budgeted so we can get DPs on set and all this stuff. Like, they have to,
Schedules for
yeah.
actors.
Like, they have to do all that. And at a certain point, push comes to shove, you got to make a decision. And, like, I'm glad they're not afraid to make that decision because I know they probably hated making it. Probably stings quite a bit because that's a moneymaker in 2026.
Are we gonna get 3 Dune films in between
Most likely.
2 Batman films? Hey, is Fraser gonna be able to?
2.5.
Oh, I guess that's true. Maybe he can come
Fraser
back and
gonna
shoot
be
now.
available for Messiah now?
Ooh. Well, who replaced him?
Oh yeah, if that deal's already signed, who knows?
Well, I mean, the other guy
someone
might be
who
able
They
we were
just
someone
announced
who
it.
we were actually happy with. I was like, oh, I'd take that. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Maybe a new cinematography would be cool since it's like a time jump.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Time jump
be a time jump.
probably will be weirder.
Yeah,
It's very strange.
Dune prophecy got pretty weird.
It's also in a different location from...
not Arrakis.
Yeah. Well, it's still on Arrakis, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
in a different place.
We get water. Is it paradise? God, now I want to watch Dune 2 again. Okay,
Should watch Dune 1 too. Get the whole story.
I've seen Dune Part 1.
Did you know it was part 1 when you watched it at home? You want to say it, I know you do. What other news
Timmy
story?
doesn't yell at me in the voice in Dune Part 1, so I'm not interested in it.
That sounds like a weird thing you do when you watch the movie by yourself.
I'm just, man, he's good, man.
Hey, Gladiator 2's on digital already.
War of the Rohirrim's on digital.
That's not surprising.
2 weeks after it was released in theaters.
Man, neither one of those is really worth it.
Not gonna rewatch either one of them. Any other news? If not, I have a fan box question.
I do have several things.
Oh, okay.
Creature Commandos renewed for season 2.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine, I guess. Dune Prophecy renewed for season 2,
Nice.
which makes me happy.
Need to finish Dune Prophecy.
Oh, I didn't write down his name. Maybe one of you remember it. The Mummy is getting rebooted
Yes. By the
guy,
Evil Dead guy.
Evil Dead Rise guy.
I
Lee
don't remember his name.
Cronin?
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
that sounds right.
Hopefully that movie.
And I think Juan is producing, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of Juan, he's also producing a Pacific Drive TV series. This is based on an indie game that came out this past year. It's like you're assembling your car in the apocalypse. Or maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Cool.
Heard lots of great things about the game.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a great show idea. Plus, I think it's cool to get a show of a game that is not a
Not like a big AAA.
multi-billion-dollar
Yeah.
thing. Let's see
Which
what else do I
oftentimes
have.
those games that aren't that are the ones with the best stories.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst news of the past 2 weeks, Jared Leto was given another role. This time he's going to be Skeletor.
Oh,
So he's
yeah.
here to ruin somebody else's childhood. Get that man
Was this
out of Hollywood.
this is a live action He-Man?
Yeah.
I don't care anymore. It's been ruined.
Here's the last thing, because we're reboots and live actions. Power Rangers happening again.
Don't cast Jared Leto.
Everybody wants.
He's gonna be the Pink Ranger.
Or Henry Cavill.
Dude,
I know he's like not a bad person like Jared Leto, but like I feel like Henry Cavill's just casting like anything nerdy.
He's popping up in everything, but like
just get the same kids from the last reboot.
Let's just
and a better director.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. A lot of the fan cast.
They're the best part of the
You're
movie.
gonna love this. All the fan casting is just the Cobra Kai cast.
I don't like that.
Like,
I don't like that one bit.
there's a girl who's like a supporting. She's very, very little in the show. They want her really bad.
Is it the new girl who's like actually good at karate
Yes.
or whatever?
Everybody wants her.
That's fine.
Her character's annoying in Cobra Kai.
But I don't need. Well, isn't she kind of like a bad? person?
She's like a.
She's a villain.
She's an influencer karate girl.
Nice.
It's kind of weird.
No, she's in real life,
Influencers are
too.
the real villains.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's pretty much playing herself.
Okay, she's fine,
Yeah.
but don't like cast Zolo.
No,
and-
he's not in it.
Like-
It's all like the lesser known characters. It's
okay,
weird.
lesser known. I can be okay with, but no, honestly, just get the same cast as the last movie. I thought they were all great, and I didn't like that movie. Is that a hot take?
What is Dacre doing? These days?
Stranger Things 5. They're gonna bring him back from the dead, obviously.
Because he was really good there and like started to blow up and then just kind of disappeared.
And then those Power Ranger movies suck.
Yeah, and like killed his career maybe.
Who knows?
It's probably modeling, underwear model or something.
They want him. If you got it, flaunt it, right? Isn't that what
I think
Could be
that's what they say. That's what they say.
he has underwear, so you might as well
Yeah.
show it. That's what we're talking about, right?
Nosferatu doesn't have underwear.
He didn't.
Warlock's dong is hanging on Nicholas Holt's wall at home.
I saw the photo.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Nick.
He was so excited about it too. It's really weird.
It was. I mean, look.
Did you read the story?
No.
I guess when they were shooting the scene when he like jumps on him or whatever, they like asked him after a take and they were like, "What did you think?" He's like, "Man, I can't stop thinking about his dick being on me." And so that's why Eggers gifted it to him. He's like, "I just keep feeling it," and they couldn't stop laughing about it.
That's awesome. So funny. All right. Well, our fan box question this week comes from Trevor, and it is in the theme of Nosferatu. Trevor asks, with the release of Nosferatu, what is your updated Eggers favorite list? So, ranking Eggers movies.
I'll go first.
Yes.
My list is incomplete. I only have 3. I would have Nosferatu at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would have The Lighthouse.
Mhm.
And I think his best.
Is
And it's
Northman.
really not close for me, is The
Sure.
Northman.
Sure. It's fair. Ty?
The bottom for me is The Lighthouse, Nosferatu at 3, The Northman at 2, The Witch at 1.
The Vivitch.
The Vivitch.
So,
Son
The
of a
Vivitch to me is
bitch.
far and away his best film.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's close.
yeah, mine is from bottom to top, Lighthouse, Northman, Nosferatu, The Witch.
So you're just switching 2 and 3 for
Yes.
me. Yeah.
But, and I said this to you guys in a text.
This is 100% true.
I don't rank them in terms of worst to best. They float in a nebulous orb, and it's just kind of which one am I vibing with in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can like look at each of these and like give you technical reasons on why I think one is better than the other. And I kind of agree with you. Like, if I had to pick one to be the best, or my favorite, I would pick The Witch.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Like, I don't think The Lighthouse is really worse than Nosferatu or Northman. It's just different.
Yeah, it's very weird.
And it's not one that I'm like as attracted to watching over and like again.
Yeah, sitting
But
down
I still
and
have it.
watching. Yeah.
I still went out and bought it because I think it's worthy of shelf space.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of his are like that. So
I just think Dafoe and Pattinson are so hilarious in that movie.
They're
And it's
so funny.
weird. Like there's really no movie like that one.
No.
If I
I
had a
couldn't
steak
tell-
right
I-
now, I'd.
What probably lowers it for me is I don't really think there's a story, so they kind of
Curse
like it just ends and you're like, okay, that was weird.
Yeah.
What?
True.
What?
Yeah. Plus, I just like Viking stuff. So
Yeah.
Dude,
No, and that's where it's
Northman's
like-
dope.
I'm predictable.
No, it's weird. Like when I wrote these. I mean, again, it's not like a super large list, but it's like, man, it feels weird to put the Northman at 3, but it's again, I don't actually think it's worse than Nosferatu. It's just different, and like Nosferatu is the closest to The Witch, which is why it goes in number 2. Like it's like The Witch, I think, is my favorite. Nosferatu has such similar vibes that it like, and technically, like he just has more money and he has more experience, and so I think some of those technical aspects are better in Nosferatu. That like I think that elevates it. Then there's the Northman, which is like, this is this fantastic, epic, and love story and tragedy
And vengeance.
and vengeance
Vengeance.
and vengeance.
Viking Batman.
And then the Lighthouse is just like,
Hey, Batman doesn't kill though.
That's true. If he was a Viking, he probably would though.
Viking Elsewood Batman.
Yeah.
it's like this is what I imagine being on weed like, is what the the Lighthouse is for me. It's what I
Probably
imagine.
like LSD.
Or-
More
yeah.
so than weed. Weed would
So-
like chill you out. That movie's not chill.
As someone who has not done drugs, I do not know which one is which.
I have
Do
also not done drugs.
Do not know
Which one would bring a mermaid that you would bang?
exactly.
Probably LSD.
Okay, so what I imagine it would be like to be on LSD. Fun to like, ooh, this is interesting, but not something I'm going back again and again for.
Yeah. I think for me, what makes The Witch stand out, and this is part of the problem with Nosferatu for me, is like you know where it's headed because you know the story.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So like part of what hurts it in that regard is that.
Yeah.
The
it's-
Witch,
it's
when
much
I was
more predictable.
when I was watching The Witch, I legit had no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching this movie and I'm like, I do not know where this movie ends.
Do they set up a pickleball tournament?
Maybe.
All right, we know where it does end.
I
I can mark that one off.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
No,
I like it.
I think all of our lists are valid. Except
No,
I will say
you're-
Luke's needs.
your guys
one more.
suck. You guys should have not watched The Witch, and you also should have just had a missing movie from it. Obviously.
Oh,
How else do you make lists? You gotta have stuff missing.
we could throw his shorts in there. He's got like 3 shorts.
I need to watch those just so I can say I've watched them.
I haven't watched them either, and I kind of want to. Over in the chat, Tiger Lily.
Dude,
All of a
his
sudden just
like
popped
devolvement of this is hilarious.
Thank you guys for the recommendation of the franchise. I owe you
got
my
you.
firstborn, or maybe the second. We'll see. But thank you.
How about
But thanks.
firstborn, secondborn? I didn't recommend it, so I don't get anything.
Good show.
Good show.
Glad you liked it.
Yeah.
I laugh a lot when I think about that show.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat.
I hope that gets a season 2. It hasn't been canceled.
Hasn't been renewed.
Yeah.
We'll see.
No news is sometimes good news.
With
With movies and shows, mostly not.
mostly not, and with Apple, I feel like unless it's a.
Well, this is HBO.
Apple's gonna be free this week.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
It is with HBO. So there's hope.
Yeah.
There's hope. It's fine. It'll be fine. Sorry, for whatever reason, I think that's an Apple show.
It would fit
It feels-
really well on
It
Apple.
feels like an Apple show.
It does. Well, it feels like Mythic Quest.
Yeah. Although I think Mythic Quest is slightly better.
Much better.
Yeah.
I think it's much better. I think it's slightly better for you because of filmmaking.
Sure. Yeah. Anyways, weekly updates. What'd you guys do this week?
I got
Last 2 weeks.
I got a handful of things. I caught up on Cobra Kai, as I mentioned earlier.
Nice.
Tons of fun. I've really enjoyed that. I finished the first book of Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Ooh.
What a title.
Dude, it is hilarious, and it's being made. What's the Family Guy's name? Family
Seth
Guy.
MacFarlane.
Yeah,
Seth
he's making a show for it. And honestly, at first when I heard that announcement, I was like, oh, Seth MacFarlane.
Animated or real?
I don't know.
Live action.
I think it's live action.
I feel like he's been a
He
little
makes
more.
Orville too. So.
Yeah, he's
But
been a little more hit or miss.
when
on
he
live
was
action,
announced for it, like I
You
knew
good?
Brendan loved the books. Like he's read them all. And so I was like, ooh, I don't know about Seth MacFarlane. After reading the book, perfect choice.
Oh, nice.
Like perfect person for it. It's so ridiculous. Like, if you don't know what this is, basically these aliens go to different planets and they launch what's called the dungeon crawler show, basically. And so they take over planets and force the humans into dungeons. And
It's like Hindenburg, right? Dungeons of Hindenburg, didn't you say?
that's Solo Leveling. It's a little different.
Oh,
So this is like they get forced down into the earth and it's become like this giant dungeon system, and they have to like stay on each floor for X amount of time, then they have to go down, or because the floor disappears. And basically they cull planets by doing this, and they make them play through the show for their like aliens to watch. It becomes like this reality show for people. And it's just like there's this AI that's obsessed with Carl's feet, and so there's a ton of jokes.
Squid Game.
Dude, it's super goofy. Tons of fun. Highly, highly recommend it. It's a lit RPG, like literature RPG. So like he levels up, and you can see his stats leveling up. He gets achievements. Like it's super goofy, but definitely recommend it.
Reminds me of those choose your own adventure books.
Kind of, but it's on rails, so you're not choosing to go to the next section or whatever.
Dude, I save scummed on those books though. Like, I'm not dead.
Your save scumming started early.
Tag those pages, baby.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, 100%.
But yeah, no, I'm caught up on Creature Commandos as well. I'm enjoying it still. I think the 10-man episode is still the best. They have a lot to wrap up in 2 episodes, so I'm a little worried. But
I did like the Weasel episode.
the Weasel episode was really good. Like, really good.
I think those 2 episodes are good.
3 and 4.
3 and 4, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like episode 5.
Episode 5 is weird. I had to like look it up after I watched it. I was like, what is Rick Flag doing? Like, why are we here? And I looked it up. I'm like, oh yeah, he's trying to confirm that Vision could be real. I'm like, that okay.
Yeah, dude.
I thought we already confirmed that.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Amanda Waller's character wouldn't do that. Like, get a vision and then just be like, yup.
Well, she calls in somebody to like validate it. So at least she did that. You have to move a certain level of speed with how short those episodes are.
That's true. It goes so fast.
It's so fast.
The other thing with like, is episode 5 the latest one?
Yes.
It just, like, obviously, it is similar, but it just felt like the Suicide Squad again.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
yeah.
Just horrible people killing innocent people in horrible ways. Like, they're just defending their nation.
Right.
And we're just melting them. And it's just like, this isn't enjoyable anymore. I'm so over it. I'm so over just this
squad.
Is gory animation. Oh, look at it. I'm done. Like, it's boring. Think of something new.
I'm not there yet. I'm enjoying it still, but I definitely get it. Like, it is just more Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So,
like, the characters don't feel unique enough that this couldn't just be a Suicide Squad thing.
Yeah, I mean, it technically is, but it just has its own title. Because, like, they're Task Force M or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're just another task force of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. And then, like, even...
That's what they are.
Like, was it episode 1 and 2 where, like, is every episode just going to be a flashback?
Yeah.
It is. That's what it is going to be. The next one is probably going to be the...
what was the flashback this past week? Oh, Frankenstein. That's right.
Dude, his was horrible.
His was so bad.
His was stupid.
I was not...
What an uninteresting character.
I was not thinking that's what would happen there.
Oh, my goodness. But, probably Fish Girl next.
I think she'll be the finale. Because she's the human character.
Oh, yeah. She's the nice one. She's
Yeah.
gonna die.
Probably.
She's also the new voice to the... Like, she's not a famous name.
Yeah.
Which would be the reason to keep her.
Right. Well, maybe she just breaks away and leaves the
But we kept Ratcatcher alive, so we can't do that again. So this time we got to kill the sweet, innocent lady fish person.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, I've been pretty disappointed with it, honestly.
I've had fun. I think I expected more from it, but I don't think that. I think once my expectations shifted, I'm like, okay, like this is just gonna be a fun 25 minutes.
I know I'm a couple episodes behind, but yeah,
dude, the episodes are way too short.
They're really short.
They're way too short.
Like 21 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, they're 20 minutes long. It's a 7-episode show.
Yeah.
Like, just do a movie.
Yeah.
Just do an animated movie. There's no reason this should be a show.
Yeah, it'd be 220.
Yeah.
At most.
And you could probably condense the story
down. Oh, yeah,
down.
you could cut it down quite a bit.
Because even in the show that is at a lightning pace, there's just like, yeah, I don't need this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't need the backstory of every character. I can just accept that they're bad people.
Right.
It's like, oh, yep, you showed me he's a terrible person. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
changed nothing.
I think the only one they've shown that's like not terrible is Weasel.
Yeah.
Which, man, that episode's sad.
That was a sad episode.
I thought it was good too, though. Yeah. It was good. But yeah, no, I think that's it. I don't know. I might think of something else.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I haven't done a whole lot. I've had to work a ton. You know, obviously the holidays kind of being put together in the same past 2 weeks has been very stressful. So it's just been like, I get home from work and it's just like, all right, I'm just going to put on a Christmas movie and not really even watch it. I honestly don't even remember what Christmas movies I watched. But like I kind of mentioned it earlier, I'm watching the Sergei Leone Man with No Name trilogy again. Mm-hmm. They're just the best. They're the best. Oh my gosh, I finished For a Few Dollars More yesterday. And like I was working yesterday from home on a Sunday. And I had to like clock out because I was just watching the movie. And I just finished it. Then I got back on and I kept working. Like I was so distracted. Oh, it's so good. I think honestly that one too is super underrated because most people are just like Good, Bad, and the Ugly. One of the best movies ever. Blah, blah, blah. Clint Eastwood, look at him go. And then you have this one which is like just in its shadow, and it's like I could be convinced that it might actually be better. Dude, it's so good. Might have to watch it again. I was kind of tired yesterday. So maybe the music is still good. Do you want to watch it? Oh, dude, maybe we'll just.
How long are they?
Fistful of Dollars is 2 hours, I think. Maybe shorter. It's short. You've seen that one though, because you've seen Yojimbo.
Yeah. Oh, Yojimbo's so dope though. I actually saw that at the Criterion Collection at Barnes & Noble and almost bought it.
For a few dollars more, I think is maybe over 2 hours. Normal movie length. Good, Bad, and the Ugly is 3 hours.
I was gonna say
that is an
I know
epic.
that one's long.
Yeah. Oh, they're so good though. I love those movies so much. And you know, once I finish Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, I'm gonna have to watch Once Upon a Time in the West again, one of the best movies ever made. So. Oh no, I have to watch something I like. My main review though that I finished this 2 weeks ago now. Geez, so long ago. A week and a half. 2? 1 week. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I finished Dune Prophecy.
Yeah.
And the show started off good. And it was like, alright, we can see what's going on here. Gotta say, I think the show's pretty cool. I won't call it as greatly made as like Villeneuve's Dune movies, obviously.
Yeah.
There's a different budget. It's
different
spread over a lot more time, so there's just more plot threads. I'm curious how close it is going to the book, but man, where the season ended, I was just like, yeah, I'm on board for season 2. This is cool. Because, like, there's so many powers. They do the voice in the first episode.
Yeah.
And you don't even think about, like, there's just going to be people doing weird crap all the time. Dude. They're like all the other weird books like this, too. Like, there's
I have
I don't
not.
even want to like ruin what some of the people do. It's just like we have superpowers at this point.
I've not read anything that ties to this, so.
Sisterhood of Dune, I think, is the book it's based on. I'm really excited with like who they revealed who the villain was. I really like it. I hope it doesn't take 4 years to get season 2 out. Like, let's just get rolling on it.
Yeah.
Um.
Every show that goes by, and obviously scale is important. This is much larger, but every show that we have these long breaks with, like Stranger Things and other things, makes me just really appreciate what the CW was able to do for so long.
What the heck, dude?
They were ripping
23 episodes a year.
Yeah, like just absolutely
dude,
cooking.
We'd be like watching episode 8 and they'd be like, just finished filming episode 18. Here we go. It's
yeah.
like,
they'd get to 9. They're like, we're going to take a 3-week break, give ourselves a little bit of time. We'll be right back.
And each like show was like $200,000. Something super dirt cheap. It's like, how are we doing this? It's also kind of why they were kind of corny and bad, but you loved it.
Oh yeah. You knew what you were signing up for.
The other thing I love about Dune is how we're just like really going into the AI and its history, and like I expected it to be a part of the show, but it's kind of everywhere.
That's awesome.
And it's a super cool part of Dune lore, and I like learning about it.
Nice.
Sweet. Did I do anything else?
What did you give it?
Fanboy worthy.
Nice.
I think if you like the Dune movies, this is really cool to check out.
It's a good addition.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you're like, yeah, Dune's okay, yeah, you don't need to watch this. It's absolutely not necessary to watch. It doesn't. What are the words? It doesn't fill in missing spots for Dune, but I think it does add some really cool
context.
Yeah. Just like, man, why are there no computers or robots or whatever? Why are the eyes just rolling in the back of the head? It's like sick. He's sick. He's sick. Plus, like, just watching how like the sisters can just like control their bodies, like lower your cell regeneration. They just like, it's like, oh, yeah, they did it. Wow. Yeah, but it's super cool. I've been impressed. I guess I've been playing Indiana Jones, but not a whole lot.
Did you beat it yet?
I haven't, because I've been so busy.
Gotcha.
And like I get home from work and it's like, I just don't want to play a video game right now.
I guess that's news. I guess Disney wants more games.
Good.
Yeah.
Because that game is awesome.
Yeah, they want more of it.
I think I'm close.
Hopefully you gotta be pretty close at this point.
I'm running low on missions to do in the last place. So I'm sure they'll...
Oh, are you doing like all the extra stuff?
I do as much as I can.
Yeah.
I found a lot more to do in Giza than I did in the Vatican. And I was like, man, I think I should have explored a little harder. But yeah, it's a great game. I'm pretty confident, and well, I won't ruin what my game of the year will be. Then we'll talk about that next week.
Sounds like a plan.
Don't want to ruin our last episode.
Spoiler alert.
Sound like Nosferatu right there.
Yeah.
Of good, I need a minute.
Like Luke said at the
Will
top
you sign
of
this
the show,
contract? Sorry.
Our
Do
family,
you like my mustache?
our
I want the Chaos Emeralds.
He's killing you right now.
Let's just see how
I'm
long
going to
he wants
sleep
do the
naked
bit.
tonight. I want to date that woman in a different country. Have you seen my respirator?
It's really it's Immortan Joe's prequel.
Furiosa?
The prequel to that.
Ooh, I'd take that.
Prequel.
Come on, George, do it.
Oh, goodness.
Actually, no, we want Mad Max: The Wasteland. Just take that back. I take that back.
Like Luke said earlier, my family went to Florida. We went to Disney World for Christmas. We got to go to 3 parks: Epcot, Magic Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios.
Did you get drunk at Epcot?
I did not. I don't want to spend that much money.
Lame. When I was a kid, we went to Epcot and we were like waiting for the tram to take us back to the hotels. There was like a giant fight. Dude, I was so scared.
This is what it means to be an adult.
Just like drunk people just punching each other. I was just like, people do that? Really? That was mind blown.
That's crazy. Highlights Epcot. At Epcot, there's the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. Very, very cool. Super cool. Magic King. Yeah,
Claire went on that one, right?
Yeah.
Did she like roller coasters?
She did not like that roller coaster.
How roller coastery is
It's
it?
very roller coastery.
Oh, nice.
No upside down or spins or anything. But it's
But it goes down.
it goes fast and it goes backwards and forwards. Your car spins to like look at certain things because it's like you're fighting a.
It's kind of like a movie coaster.
What's movie coaster?
Like we're riding on the rails, but we're gonna show you like clips from the
Kind of
like the Jurassic World coaster, where it's like, it's a dinosaur, we're going down.
Yeah. Yes.
It's another dinosaur.
Yeah. Very similar.
Okay.
Who were you fighting?
One of the Celestials.
Oh, okay.
Was it the one Tiamut?
No.
The one on Earth?
No, not the one on Earth. The whole idea is that like.
Dude, how did you win? Aren't the Celestials?
I honestly can't remember.
Were the Eternals there?
No.
Just like the MCU.
It was just the Guardians. So yeah, Epcot was pretty fun. Magic Kingdom was really unique. Lots of nostalgia there. Childhood things. It's a pretty impressive operation. I think probably the coolest ride there is Tron.
Ooh.
Goes fast.
And Jared Leto was in
Claire
there,
did not ride that one.
Are they gonna ruin that ride with Jared Leto?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, Jared Leto here to kill another thing.
No,
Get your face away.
I doubt it. Unless they were to like the only thing I could see them doing is because it's right next. I know Space Mountain's like classic, but it also has lots of problems. So if they were to like remake Space Mountain into a new ride and they wanted to like theme it with Tron because it's like right next to it, like you could do that. I don't know, be a different kind of ride, but and then Hollywood Studios was day 3. Galaxy's Edge is amazing. I would absolutely go back just to spend more time there. Probably the coolest ride that we did at Hollywood was the Rise of the Resistance Star Wars ride. It's not a traditional coaster. It's a trackless coaster, but it is also like kind of in 3 parts. But
that's the one that's like canon, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like you're recruited. You go up into space in a transport ship. You get like a first order tractor beams you into the ship. So then you walk out of the transport, and all of a sudden, instead of being outside because you just walked in outside, all of a sudden you're inside this hangar bay. It's very, very cool. Then you get on the trackless part. It's kind of a jailbreak. You're trying to escape. Your little droid is piloting your car all around. And then it ends with like a 3-story drop. Like you're dropping out of the first order ship and flying back down to Earth.
But does it feel like you're dropping?
Yeah. They actually drop you like 3 stories.
Oh, so that part's real.
That part's real. Yeah.
Does the rest feel like you're on a roller coaster still?
No, it's not very roller coastery. In fact, there's parts where it's like you're just walking around, like you're walking through the experience.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
I wasn't sure if they like put you like kind of how there'll be those viral videos of like moms and dads were stuck at home during the COVID, so get on YouTube and watch this roller coaster and we control it in our hamper or whatever.
yeah.
It's like, are they just like they blow wind in your face and they like lean your seat forward, but it's just a video, so it's like giving the illusion. But yeah, it's just walking. That's crazy.
Well, so that's just part of it. The trackless, it's a long ride. It's like 10, 15-minute experience.
That's
It's
cool
almost as
though.
long as an episode of Creature Commandos.
So,
Got him.
because like you get thrown, like you step into the, like, you're not seatbelted or anything in the Resistance transport ship. It closes, and then it feels like you're flying up, and like all of the windows or screens, and like they make it look like you're flying up into space. Super convincing. And then like the same door that you walk into opens up, and all of a sudden you're in a hangar bay, and it's like you're just kind of walking through the hangar bay. You're being escorted by the First Order officers. They make you line up, and then they put you in jail cells. And once you're in the jail cell, you get interrogated by Kylo Ren. Super cool.
Did you tell him to kick rocks?
It's a video. He doesn't respond.
She'd been like, "How's your dad?"
But then all of a sudden, like, the wall starts glowing, and then like they cut through the wall, and you go through, and the Resistance is there to save you. So they put you in these. They're like the little. Oh, they hold about 8 people.
Okay.
So it's like
a little raft.
It's like 2 rows of 4, kind of. But then it just drives you around through this maze.
Like fast? Or?
Yeah, like not like 20 miles an hour fast, but like pretty fast in moments. But they can like pull up to areas where certain things are happening. So you drive,
that's cool.
through a bay, and you see Finn. He's an animatronic, and he talks to you, and he's like waving you on to go on. You drive into a different hangar
Bigger than
bay,
his role in the sequel trilogy,
right?
And you drive under some like AT-ATs.
Ooh.
So they have like full size AT-ATs in this room. You get you go up like an elevator, and you're like face to face with the AT-AT, and they're like trying to like, and then they start shooting at you, and so then it like backs up and like pulls you around a corner. There's a moment where Kylo Ren like is trying to like stab through the ceiling with his light, so all of a sudden the lightsaber just comes through the ceiling and starts, and you bust out of there. It's a really cool ride.
That sounds awesome.
Guess I'll have to go.
And then the biggest thing was I built a lightsaber, which I don't have here because I had Disney ship it, and they just do ground transport, not like.
But you have it next week?
It's not like Amazon priority shipping. I should have it next week. Yes, I'm hoping to get it on Saturday, which is my birthday.
Ooh, hot diggity dog.
So fingers crossed. But yeah, as soon as I have it, I'll show you guys. And
are they like durable, like fight worthy?
You're not supposed to like. They're not combat rated. So I think.
But you can't take it on a plane.
So they don't suggest that you actually like swing it around or drop it or anything like that. But they look really cool. It has a really cool sound effects. They're probably not like the high end that people create online for $500, but I was really impressed with the mechanics of the handle and how customizable it was when you were putting it together and stuff like that. So
nice,
super super cool.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah, it's pretty dope.
Sweet.
Oh, I did one other thing. Sorry, I went and saw Sonic 3.
Oh yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
That was in our title.
Yeah, wait till the very end to review it, and we'll just do a rapid review. I thought it was fine. It's a Sonic movie. They figured out their formula.
Wait, we saw Sonic 3. Who was that guy in the movie we saw? The mustache. Got it.
Got him.
Never gets
Got
old.
him.
Never gets old.
It's a
Sorry,
different
keep
part
going.
of the multiverse where
I think that I know that they're not trying to make anything incredible, but we've also we've seen Transformers 1 this year was like a surprise hit for us.
I didn't watch it.
Not you, but Luke.
You should watch it. It's very good.
It's a kid's movie that has a lot of heart, and I think that Sonic is at the point now with all of the characters where they're really just it's kind of like Sonic the TV show. And my daughter loved it, and that's great. But there just wasn't really much there for me. I thought that, the characters all look good for the most part, but there's a few points where the CG really falls flat.
What's the budget of these?
I can't be much.
Dude, they're doing so good.
James Marsden was back. He's in it more than in Sonic 2.
And it's not a road trip movie.
And it's not...
It's not a road trip movie like the first one.
Like the first one. They do have to have a little bit of a road trip.
I mean, James Marsden.
122.
Olive Garden was back?
122 was the budget? That's more than I would have expected. Yeah. But, I mean, one of your main characters is a full CG character, so...
I mean, they do make good money, though.
Yeah. No, they're it's profitable. It's probably a Matthew McConaughey for me. If you have a kid who is into movies, good kids movie.
I tried to show Bryn Sonic 1.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, Dad, this is garbage, and I hate Olive Garden now.
No, so when Robotnik shows up, she's like, Daddy, I don't like this guy. And so I was like, okay.
You're like, heresy! No.
Goes a little longer, and then I got to the scene where they're like on the road,
mm-hmm.
and the trailer pulls up behind them. She goes, Daddy, can you turn this off? And I'm like, why? What's wrong? And she's like, there's just too many bad guys in this. I don't like it. And I was like, okay.
She's like, put on the Witcher 4 trailer.
Yeah, right. So we turned that off, and
it does have a.
There's
Sonic
a kid
3.
Sonic show on Netflix that I showed her, and she liked that a lot.
Is that
more.
Sonic Prime?
Yeah.
Yeah, Claire's watching that. She likes it a lot. It
Bryn
definitely.
has no idea what's happening. I think she just likes Sonic.
No, there's 2 post-credit scenes. Because we'd hate to actually end a kids movie with any sort of did anyone actually survive potentially perilous fight scene at the end. So they got confirmation that all is good in the world. And there's a new, of course, they introduced like a new character.
Is it the pink one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, and Claire was immediately like, I recognize her.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So, no, it's great. In terms of like a fun kids movie, definitely had a good time watching it with my daughter, and I'm sure they'll keep cranking them out.
Yeah, they've said like a Sonic 4 is on the way, and maybe more.
Yeah.
So
I can see it being a pretty successful franchise for a few more years at least.
Good for them.
So
good for Ben Schwartz.
Yeah. He's really been able to take the character.
He's gonna lobby his tail off to be in Guns DC. He's already started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did a role in mind?
He wants to play Plastic Man.
Okay.
I just don't know where you fit him in.
In the Plastic Man movie.
Of course.
Gunn would make that, honestly.
Put him in Creature Commandos Season 2 and explode him.
Oh my god.
Why is he with them?
He'd probably survive. He's a stretchy character.
Yeah.
So. But you can still explode him.
Yeah, that gives him a character that can blow up every week.
And like, technically Plastic Man is a criminal. And he becomes a hero. So he could die in Creature Commandos.
Come back as
and he comes back and he's like, I'm going to be a hero now.
This is too much plotting to just get Ben Schwartz in the new DC.
He wasn't like he's a thief. I don't think he was
like a villain. You just have Batman show up and just punch his lights out, and he's like, "Why am I not hurting this dude?"
No, he's got to do that to Guy Gardner. One punch him,
dude.
Just knock him out.
Honestly, I'm so curious to see how Guy Gardner bites it, because you know what's gonna happen.
He's gonna get knocked out and put in a coma, and his ring's gonna go to Jon Stewart. And then we're gonna get lanterns. And Kyle Chandler is gonna bite it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Book that.
No. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our second to last episode.
No.
Join us next week as we. I don't even know if there's anything to review next week. We'll do our end of the year
we have
wrap
plenty
up
to talk about next week.
And yeah, we'll
we got to do our prediction scores.
Prediction game.
I'm pretty sure I got 0.
Yep.
I've got a couple.
Somehow you still did better than me.
What's Craven's Rotten Tomatoes
I
score
don't know.
at? I might give me an extra point if it's gone down low enough.
You have a couple, just one more day to figure that out, I guess. So, all right. We'll see you then. Until then, y'all have a wonderful end of 2024. We'll see you in 2025.